creators, Niamh here. Happy holidays, everyone. So today I am going to be doing a like a Northern Lights painting on a card, or an aurora, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so right now I'm using the mixed media cards that we got in one of those paletteFull packs a couple months ago, and I've taped it down so that I can get a nice border. And now I am laying out the colors. I'm going for a lot of blues and purples for the background of the sky, and then the aurora itself will be more greens. That's what I'm going for there, and the oranges and yellows will be the sunset down below. So I've started out, and I'm doing kind of a swirly Northern Lights. If I wanted to go an easy way, I would just do like streaks coming down from one angle. I wouldn't do a swirly, but I kind of wanted to kind of have that swirly look. So I went ahead and kind of did a swirly design, and then painted the lines coming up from it. So what I just added to the center of my palette there is some glazing medium, and you could use water. Glazing medium just helps thin out the paint a little bit, so that when you're kind of blending colors, because blending colors with acrylics is a little difficult, to help with that you can use like either water or a glazing medium to layer colors on top of colors that have already been down, because acrylic does dry really quickly, so it is harder to get some blends in there. So one way to help with that is to use a glazing medium or water, and I've chosen a glazing medium today to just to lightly add color on top of colors that have already been there. And right now I am adding some white. It's the areas that I'm adding it here are actually where it's going to be darker, but I wanted to lighten up the area, so when I did add a darker color, it's more vibrant. And that's one technique you can use to make a color pop out is put white there first, let it dry, and then paint over the white. And then the actual white part will be more at the line of the ribbon. So it'll be the top part. If I don't know if that's explained very well, but yeah. So yeah, now I'm adding the dark parts underneath the swirl to really show like the I guess shadow, or where the spiral part, the swirl, is ending. Yeah. So my family and I just celebrated our winter holiday. We do celebrate Christmas, but we also celebrate the winter solstice, or Yule, and that was the 21st this year. So last night, my family and we opened our presents from the Holly King, and I actually will leave a pop-up to the video of that. It's on my one of my other channels, so if you're interested in seeing that, I will leave a card pop-up to that video. So I'm also interested in hearing about how you celebrate the holiday season, and what kind of traditions you do, and you know, all that. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, what do you do for the holidays? So I'm pretty much done with the Aurora part itself here. Just putting some final touches, putting some extra swirls here and there, and just really bringing it out. And now what I'm doing is I'm adding some swirls coming the other way, and it's not necessarily the Aurora itself. It's more just, you know, patterns in the sky. And what I'm doing here is, you know, when I do paintings like this or drawings, I like to bring a focal point, and the end of the Aurora is kind of colliding with the end of the swirl in the sky on the other side. And what that's going to do is bring your eye to where they're meeting, the center part of the image. And it's just there's nothing I'm really wanting the viewer to focus on, but in general, just having that focal point is very pleasing to the eye, and I really like doing that in my paintings. So now here's the fun part, the sprinkling the stars, and I just love the way this looks, and just the burst of stars just shining through. And I am smoothing out the areas in front of the Aurora, because the Aurora is in front of the stars. So some of where it overlaps, I mean, I don't mind it in the top because the Aurora is transparent, so you'll see the stars behind, but a lot of the ones in the front I kind of smudged out. And of course what I'm doing right here is putting a nice silhouette in the front. And this is so easy. It's such a simple technique. So I'm using Mars Black here. It was the blackest black, just to really get a nice contrast. And I'm roughly putting in shapes and pillars, and the pillars will turn into trees with a smaller brush. Yep, here I am. So now I'm going to just dab in some tree leaves, and that just gives a really nice look. Very simple. It's such a simple technique, but really pleasing to the eye. And yeah. So I'm just using my own judgment, filling in trees here and there where I think I think it would look better if there was another tree here or there. And now I am signing my name. And first I'm doing it in white. And after the white dries, I did glaze over it with kind of a teal color, one of the colors that's in the Aurora. That way the signature isn't so bright. It's not that white. And oh, here's the good part, the peeling away the tape. So we're done with the outside of the card, and now it's time for me to decorate the inside. And basically I'm just, you know, putting, embossing the word greetings on there and stamping a Santa in the corner. And yeah, so I love northern lights for winter scenes. They're just, you know, I know for some people it's something they see all year round, but for someone like me who isn't around any of the auroras, it's just seems so magical and wintry to me. So it's just a perfect scene for a winter card, I think. So I'm just stamping, and I'm putting a little bit of glitter on the actual stamp itself. Of course, the word greetings is totally glitter, and now I'm embossing it. But it did add a little bit of a sparkle to the Santa itself. And now I am putting green ink all around just to give it a nice edge, and very lightly with the embossing I'm putting just a thin layer of the sparkle all the way around. And right now it doesn't look thin, right now it looks very thick, but most of that's going to come off, and it's just the sparkle is right around the edge. It's just the very edge of the card, and it's just very pleasing looking. So this is basically the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and I will see you next time. Later, creators. Bye.